Hello everyone, this is Lalita ma'am and welcome to my channel Mastermind. Today I have brought the video for class 7 science chapter 2 nutrition in animals. As you already know that this chapter is very lengthy, so we will deal with this chapter in parts. So let us take a look into what all topics we are going to study in this chapter. So in this chapter, the topics that are going to be covered are herbivores and carnivores, then nutrition in animals, nutrition in amoeba, nutrition in human beings, then what are the different types of teeth, and then nutrition in ruminants. So these are the topics that we are going to focus on in this chapter. So let us explore the first topic, herbivores and carnivores. So as you all know, in the previous chapter we have studied about how plants take their nutrition. Yes, so some plants they prepare their food with the help of process called photosynthesis. Some of the plants depend upon some other organisms for their food. Some of the plants are like insectivorous plants. By catching insects and digesting them, they get their food or they fulfill their nutritional requirement. Now this chapter is basically for animals, how animals take their nutrition. Okay, so on the basis of what type of food do they eat, they are classified as herbivores, carnivores and omnivores. So depending upon what type of food do they consume, this is the classification of animals. Now let us understand or explore about the term herbivores. Now what are herbivores? This herbivore term, it itself contains the meaning. Herbs means plants. Yes, so herbivores means plant eating animals. In simple word, you can call them as plant eating animals. Now an animal which feeds only on mainly on plants or the plant products. Okay, so these are known as herbivorous. Okay, now these herbivores are primary consumers. They are the first level of consumers. Producers and consumers. Producers are the one which produces the food, and consumers the one who consumes the food. Yes, so herbivores come under that primary consumer. So what are herbivores? Herbivores are the animals that feeds mainly or only on plants. Mainly on plant, or we can say that only plants. They are known as herbivores. Now what are they also called? They are also known as primary consumers. Now what are the examples of herbivores? Examples of herbivores, it includes some vertebrates as well as invertebrates. Now what are vertebrates animals? Vertebrates animals, the animals that have vertebral column, or we can say which has spinal cord, okay, or backbone. So the animals that have backbone, those animals are known as vertebrates, and the animals which do not have a backbone, or which we can say that which lack the backbone, they are known as invertebrates. So all the insects like earthworm and all, they come under invertebrates. Caterpillar also. And vertebrates examples will be deer, koalas and some of the bird species. Okay, so in this image you can see the herbivores that are consuming plants. Okay, now let us move to our next topic, that is carnivores. Now what are carnivores? If herbivores are plant eaters, then on contrary carnivores will be meat eaters. Yes, so the carnivores means the animals that depend on other animals, or that depend upon the other animals for food. They are known as carnivores, or we can say directly they consume. Yes, that more precisely we can say that the animals that consume the other animals for food, they are known as carnivores. Now why does carnivores feed on other animals? Definitely for energy requirement and for food requirement, and this energy and food requirement is totally taken by from another animals. Means they do not eat plants, they only eat animals. Okay, so purely they are meat eaters. We can call them as purely meat eaters. Okay. Now this eating can be done either by hunting or by scavenging. Yes. Now examples of this carnivores are lion, cat, etc. You can see in this image very nicely lion and cat, they are enjoying their food. Yes. So herbivores are plant eaters and carnivores are meat eaters. Okay, fine. Now the next category, omnivores. Okay, now who are these omnivores? These omnivores, these are the animals which is capable of surviving or getting its energy requirement or food requirement from both plant and animal matter. Yes. So we can say that they are like they consume both. They even consume, depending upon the situation, they consume plants as well as they consume animals. So examples of such omnivores are bear, raccoon, hen, etc. Even we human beings, we are also omnivores because we consume plant as well as we consume animals. So that is why we come under omnivores. So we are the best examples of omnivores. Yes. Now the next one. Okay, so this was just about what are herbivores, what are carnivores and what are omnivores. Now our next aim is to understand the nutrition in animals. How the process of nutrition takes place in animals. What are the different stages involved in it and so on. So let us first define or try to understand what is nutrition. Nutrition, as in the previous chapter, we have already understood this term nutrition. Nutrition is simply the process by which food is taken in. Okay, the process by which you take in food into your body, that process is known as nutrition. Nutrition is not the food that you eat, but you get nutrient after eating the food. Okay, but nutrition is the process by which or how do you consume food and it is being consumed in your body. So that process is known as nutrition. So if you take food, immediately will it give you energy? No. Yes, it won't give you energy immediately. It involves several processes or several steps or stages. So what are the different stages that are involved in the process of nutrition in animals? Let us explore those stages. Now first stage is ingestion, second is digestion, third stage is absorption, assimilation and then egestion. So ingestion, like when you take the food, then after that it gets digested, then all the important materials and all that are absorbed. Once they are absorbed, they are passed to the different parts of the body and then the waste material is removed from our body. So these are the basically 5 stages of nutrition in animals. Let us explore one by one each stage. Now the first stage. This image, look at this image. Yes, how nicely they are enjoying burger and the drink. Yes, isn't it? So this is the process by which by which we take food into our body. So the intake of food into the body, this process is known as ingestion. Okay, it is not it is simply the process by which you take food into your body. So the process of intake of food into the body is known as ingestion. Now, do all the organisms have similar process of taking food? No. Different organisms have different modes of ingestion. Like if you talk about snake, simply it swallows the food. Directly it swallows the food. If you talk about like if you talk about birds, they eat through their beaks. Yes. They try to they break the food in their beak and with the beak and then they consume it. We human beings, we consume it through our mouth. So in the same way, Hydra, it is also an organism which is found in mainly water. Okay, so this is an aquatic animal. Now its size is near about 1 or 1.2 inches. Okay. So this Hydra in the first image, which you can observe that green color, It is a tube-like structure, and this hydra has hair-like projections or hair-like structures in it. These hair-like projections are known as tentacles. So hydra, it catches the food with the help of tentacles, and then it consumes it in its body, and then it digests, and in this way it gets its nutrition. Then paramecium, it looks like slipper, yes, footwear. Now this paramecium, again it is the unicellular organism, but this paramecium also has very thin hair-like structures, and these hair-like structures are known as cilia. And with the help of this cilia, paramecium takes in or ingests the food. Okay, so in this way, different organisms, they have different methods of ingesting food or taking food into their body. So the first step of nutrition in animals is ingestion, the process by which food is taken into our body, that is known as ingestion. Now what happens after ingestion? So the next step is breakdown of food. Once the food is ingested, will it remain as it is? No, it has to be broken down, then only we'll get nutrients from it. Yes, so the process of breaking down of food into simple substances, into the simpler substances, because food itself is a complex substance. So the process by which the complex food is broken down into simpler substances, that process is known as digestion. So digestion is the second stage of nutrition in animals. Okay, now in this image you can observe, you can observe how food enters our body with the help of through mouth, and then from mouth it goes through the esophagus, that is a tube-like structure or a pipe-like structure. With the contraction of esophagus, contraction and relaxation, the food is pushed inside into the stomach. Then from stomach it goes to the intestine, small intestine, large intestine, and then from then it comes out through the anus. Okay, so these are the different processes that are involved in the food. So second one, like simple digestion is the process. We'll explore these steps one by one, but the digestion process is simply the breakdown of food into simpler substances. Okay, now the third stage is absorption. Once the food is broken down into simpler substances, then when that food enters the intestine, this small intestine, it has finger-like projections. In this image you can see these finger-like projections, which you can observe, they are known as villi. These villi, they absorb the nutrients. That are provided by the food, that are present in the food. So all the nutrients, essential nutrients, are absorbed by the villi. Okay, so the uptake of all the soluble substances, to take all the soluble substances that are produced during the digestion. So when the food is broken down into simpler substances, so that food produces some soluble substances or nutrients, and these are absorbed by the process known as absorption, and these are absorbed by the villi, finger-like structures that are present in the intestine. Okay, now all these processes, you can see that all these processes depend upon one another. There is no independent working, actually all these processes depend upon one another. If once the food is not taken in from the mouth, it won't get digested in the stomach, it won't get broken down, and then if it doesn't get broken down, if it doesn't break down, then the nutrients won't be absorbed. Now what if the nutrients are absorbed? Okay, fine, now the nutrients are absorbed. So now these absorbed nutrients need to be sent to the different parts of our body. Yes, through blood vessels and all. It also mixes with the blood, and then from blood it is transferred into different parts. So the process of distributing these substances all over the body, for the growth and development of our body, also for repairing the tissues, different worn out tissues. Okay, so this process of distribution is known as assimilation. So assimilation is the use of simple substances to build up complex substances, and these complex substances are required by the body. So this process of using simple substances to build complex substances, or we can say in simple word, to distribute these substances all over the body, it is known as assimilation. Now once all the important or essential nutrients are absorbed, now the remaining matter which is left out and which is not required by the body, it has to be removed out from the body, otherwise it will get collected there. Yes, so this process of removal of the unwanted or the waste material is known as digestion or egestion. Sorry, this process of removal of undigested food from the body is known as egestion. Now egestion and excretion, there is a difference. Many of the students get confused between egestion and excretion. Egestion is removal of undigested food from the body, and it is being carried out through the anus. Okay, and excretion is the process by which metabolic waste is eliminated. In both the cases, the waste is removed from the body, but in one case, the undigested, in egestion, the undigested material is removed from the cell, and in case of excretion, the waste of metabolic activities is eliminated from the organisms. Now in case of egestion is carried out through anus, but this excretion is carried out through the kidneys and the skin and the lungs. And in mammals, urine is urine comes out, or it is expelled through the urethra. Okay, so this is the process of nutrition in animals. This is the general like we can say process of nutrition in animals: ingestion, digestion, absorption, assimilation, and then egestion. Now all the animals, they follow this process only. Now depending upon whether they are unicellular or multicellular, different like there may be little changes in the process of nutrition. Okay, so very soon I will come up with the next video for the next part. Till then, stay updated and do subscribe to the channel and share it with the maximum. And yes, kindly click on the like button